So good afternoon, everybody, and welcome again to Clonard. Especially welcome if it's your first time, and welcome to those who are watching us by the World Wide Web. In the Gospel, Jesus says to the disciples not to pitch their tent on the top of Mount Tabor. But all of us, we need to pitch our tent somewhere. The Redemptorists have pitched their tent in Clonard here for the last 115 years. 1896, 115 years ago, they came here first, and on the 1st of November, they celebrated their first Mass just across the road in Clonard House, which I think most of you know where it is. It's the Oakley Housing Association building now, just across the road. So in 1896, the 1st of November, there was no lighting, there were no paths. People had to walk in a narrow path, guided by lanterns, to that small little room where they said their first Mass. Obviously, health and all those precautions we have to take weren't as predominant then as they are now. But that didn't stop people. The Redemptorists saw the favour that was growing among the people here, so immediately they decided to build and start planning to build their first church. So the next month, in December 1896, they began to build what they called a tin church. And the tin church was based in the car park where most of you parked your cars this morning. It was tin, not T-H-I-N. It's not that I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. It was tin made of corrugated iron and made of bricks as the walls. It had a capacity for 700 people. It took over 3 months to build it. It was opened on Easter Sunday in April 1897, and as they said, when you read the record, they said there was no special dedication ceremony, nor was there a collection. All collections in the church that year went towards funding the building of the Mater Hospital, which has just been built at that time. A nice little glimpse of history. That tin church, it served the people of Clonard for 14 years. It was eventually taken down in the year 1911, November 1911, just 1 month after the church we know so well, Clonard Church, was just open. The tin church was taken down. It's believed that a lot of the brickwork that made that church went into the foundation of this garden and went into the foundation of the car park. And I suppose it's quite ironic that we're back using that as our foundation again. That little story in history just to remind us that we start out again on a new journey here in Clonard. Last Sunday, we closed our church. Last December, coincidentally, we began building this building. This building took 6 weeks to build. We opened it during the week. Today, we formally dedicate it. And believe it or not, today, we're going to take up a collection as well. We can't repeat history in that way. Sure we can't. You'll hear, this seems to come on every time for the homily. The little pump comes on here. The original church was made of tin. This church has a double layer of a marquee-style roof, and in between air is pumped in to keep the heat in, keep the insulation in the roof. So I suppose it's a building of our time with well-insulated walls and a marquee roof. This is our place of worship for the next year, and this is where we will dedicate today. In moving during the week, we were reminded again of the many questions that people have been asking us. And above all, there's a fear in some people that we're going to radically change Clonard Church. When you move back into Clonard Church in 1 year, we hope to be back into it in 1 year's time. When we move in this time next year, don't worry, you will recognise it more or less as the church you left. Only we hope it's very well restored and it's very clean. The stations of the cross that were there, they will be there, only they'll be lit, better and cleaned. The confessionals will be there as you left them, again renewed and restored. All the shrines will be there as you left them, renewed and restored. Possibly a little update on St. Alphonsus and St. Gerard, but the rest of the shrines renewed and restored just as you left them. The high altar will be there more or less as you left it. All the mosaics and the ceilings, all of those has to be cleaned and restored, repainted and regilded, the motifs on the side chapel. So a lot of very small, slow, intricate work has to happen. I suppose the big change you'll notice when you move back into Clonard in 1 year's time will be the floor. We have to put a new floor in Clonard. It won't be a wooden floor, it'll be a tile floor. And the sanctuary as well won't be carpeted, it will be tiled with marble steps as well. That's the main change you'll notice when you move back in. So I suppose the plans are there at the back. Have a look yourself over the next few weeks as you try to get and imagine what the Clonard that we will move back into will be like. But this is our place of dwelling for the next year. This is our place of worship. And people say, are we keeping this building? No, we're not. This is a temporary building. We've bought this building, we sell it back, and the sooner we sell it back, the more of our money we get back on it. So we'll at least have it for 1 year. We'll have it for no longer than 2 years. The original tin church in Clonard served the people for 14 years. The maximum this will serve is 2 years, but possibly just 1 year. And people have asked us again, why did we create this space? Could we not just move to another church or another hall? There was no hall to move to. We thought about it and we considered all the services we give here in Clonard, and we concluded that it wasn't possible to move to another parish like St. Peter's or St. Paul's. We needed a space, we needed our own space, so we created this space. And for those who are concerned about the financial viability of that, you don't need to be concerned. This building, as the year goes by, will more than adequately cover itself and pay for itself. Come the novena, we have our youth club, youth centre, right on our left-hand side going out. The doors open into the path that leads us in here. We have all that space, and we have our usual marquee space here in the garden. There will be plenty of room come the novena time. All you have to pray for and worry about is that we get good weather when that time comes along. So this is where we are. This is where we're pitching our tent. And in that spirit, we ask the Lord to bless this space for the year to come, as I invite you to stand now, and we'll formally dedicate this space today.